Welcome back for another episode of Cuphead. In today's episode, we're going to be entering Inkwell Hell, and we'll be taking on King Dice and his army of minions. We're going to be covering every mini-boss that's not in the main fight after. That way you'll still see every mini-boss in this episode. Well, looky here, you've actually pulled it off, but you've made me lose a bet. And for that, you ain't seen the boss just yet. We're going to play a little game first. Before facing King Dice himself, you're forced to roll your way through a deadly board game. Each numbered space is a mini-boss, and you'll face up to 9 of them depending on your rolls. There are a few special spaces, but we'll cover them between fights.
Good day for a swell battle. You're up.
We're starting with the third mini-boss. As you can see, the third boss is a cigar. All he does is blow fireballs at you. And when they come at you, they're going around in circles. Then it likes to switch between the two ashtrays to try to hit you. There's also a gap between them where some evil cigs are flying up to try to hit you when you're jumping between the two platforms. The ending to this one is kind of funny. Alright, we have a chance at a safe spot here. Hopefully I'll be able to hit it, but I'm not very good at the timings. Aw man, we got it too, making us face the fourth mini-boss of Domino.
This match will get red hot. Now go.
So for this mini-boss, we're on a conveyor belt made of dominoes with spikes on them occasionally. As you can see, there's a wall behind us loaded with spikes in case we stop moving. Then we have the domino boss themselves, which are sitting on a swing. They spit out some type of projectile that bounces off the surfaces, and will sometimes be parryable. Also, occasionally they'll take off their top hat, releasing a flying domino. It'll then fly across the top of the screen and come around trying to hit you, but you can kill it. Alright, let's see if we can roll a 2 and get a heart, giving us an extra hit. Or we can roll a 3 and get a safe space. That would be cool too. And of course we got a 1.
Here's a real high class.
So now we gotta fight the 5th mini-boss, which is the Magician Rabbit in a Hat. He's only got 2 attacks. The first, he summons a circle of skulls around you. And when they stop spinning, they will close in on you. But there's always one missing, so you can dodge through. The other attack he will do is to summon a bunch of card suit symbols. He'll do this on the top or the bottom of the screen and drop or raise them up. The hearts are always parryable with this attack. Oops, I meant to dash there. Alright, come on, a 1 or a 2. Nice, we got a safe space. Let's go for another 2 if we can to get the extra heart. Well, we got a 3. Time for the 9th mini-boss.
This match will get red hot. You're up.
It's a symbol monkey inside the claw machine. We're gonna have to play a memory game while dodging the monkey the entire time. And when you make a match, the monkey wakes up. Once that happens, it starts clashing its symbols. And this will cause 6 music symbols to fly off in different directions. It didn't take me long to start forgetting where these cards were. Partly because I wasn't looking at the cards at the start of the fight, since I didn't realize until it was too late what was going on. Damage carries between the fight phases, so if you do a lot of damage, say with a special, then the next fighting phase doesn't take long to win.
This is the longest fight out of all the mini-bosses. It's also the one that I wanted to avoid the most when replaying.
Oh, come on, stop hitting yourself. Okay, a 1 or a 3, as long as we don't hit start over. But if we did hit start over, on our way back up, the clear spaces would now be safe as well. Sweet, we got a 3. Time to face the king himself. So you need to shoot him in the face to damage him. He only attacks with his hands by spawning cards. And you'll need to bounce parrying yourself around to avoid being hit. But if you're lucky, you can have this happen, and you'll get put in this little safe space. Now, if you don't have the crack shot, I don't know if you can do any damage to King Dice while in the safe spot. Mostly because I haven't tested any other weapons. Nice, we've beaten King Dice. Stick around and we'll cover all the other mini bosses that you could have encountered during your fight with King Dice. And we got an A+. And the door to the devil has been unlocked. To start, I'll show you what happens if you hit start over. And if you're not aiming for it, it's definitely devastating. But we're going in order from here on out with every mini-boss fight. That's not part of the main fight, starting with number 1, the bar section.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
So each container has its own attack. The glass falls over and spills on the ground, and if the liquid touches you, it'll damage you. The bottle shoots liquid in the air and rains down from above. And the cocktail glass shoots out an olive. This acts as a hazard until destroyed, or it will eventually fly off.
You need to knock out all 3 glasses to win.
Alright, now on to number 2, where we'll fight a stack of poker chips.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin.
This isn't a hard fight.
Ironically, I messed up right after saying that.
You'll have to shoot the blue chips in order to hurt it. The only way the chips can attack is by separating in different amounts and flying across the arena in different patterns, where you'll either have to jump or dunk under different amounts. Alright, now on to the 6th. And as you can see, that space had a heart on it this run, and it gave me a +1 to my HP.
Good day for a swell battle. You're up.
So the 6th mini-boss we're up against is a skeletal racehorse flying around. As you'll notice, there's skeletal racehorses running along the bottom, and every now and again there'll be one that's cloaked. And it'll shoot up whenever it gets underneath you trying to hit you. The horse itself shoots off presents that explode. When they explode, 8 horseshoes will fly off in a circular pattern, and one of the 8 is always parryable. Now on to the one that for some reason took me hours to land on.
A brawl is
That would be the 7th mini-boss, a dancing roulette table. It has 2 attacks, and the main one is just dancing back and forth across the arena, while you gotta use the poker chips that are hovering around to jump over it. The other attack that it likes to do is it'll stop moving and it'll start spinning around in a circle. It'll then throw a whole bunch of balls up into the air, and they will begin to rain down rapidly from both sides until they meet in the middle.
Yeah, I was kind of having some fun messing around here. I had been at this for 2 hours trying to get this fight with this mini-boss.
And finally, the 8th mini-boss, which is an 8-ball.
Here's a real high-class.
There will be chalk blocks coming in from both sides trying to trip you up. These can't be destroyed, and will be a hazard until they bounce off the screen on the opposite side they came in on. But the 8th mini-boss is an 8-ball in the center of the screen. All it can do is attack periodically, shooting colorful balls out of its mouth at you.
Now I'm going to show you the worst ending possible to my best run that I had while trying to record all mini-bosses in a single run. This is the run that I finally got that 7th mini-boss on. But look at that board. I was only missing 3 fights and ended up losing. Anyways, this is where we're going to have to leave the video. Join me in the next episode where we take on the devil himself, and maybe even start the DLC if we've time. You've been watching Cosmic Respawn Gaming, and remember, every respawn is an epic quest.